What's up, everybody? Welcome to Hearthwood School of Magic and Mayhem. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. I have an amazing group of creatives here joining me. As you can see, all of their lovely faces and character art. Fantastic character art. Loving it. We're going to real quick go around the virtual table here, let everybody say who their character is, and if there's a brief blurb you want to say. And also, if you have anything that you do extracurricular outside of like the STG space and community, if you've got your own Twitches, your own channels, things like that, let's promote them. All right. So first, I'm going to pass it over to Ruby.
Hello, my name is Ruby. I'll be playing Adelaide Evermore, and she is from Blackthorn House. I was just double checking that I was saying that correctly and not I wasn't in the wrong house. Outside of Shattered and Soft Gaming, I really don't have anything else going on, but that may change in the future.
Ooh, the intrigue. All right. Well, thank you very much. I think next up, we'll pass it over to Lunarity.
Hi, I'm Lunarity. I don't have anything that I really do outside of occasionally hopping in on games here on Shattered Tabletop now. I drew the art that is my picture because it's been a rough couple months over here at my mortal job. But I play Evanora Vertefeuille in House Blackthorn alongside Adelaide and Evangeline and a couple others.
Fantastic. Glad to have you here. Next up, we've got Soul of Supergirl.
I'm Erica. I will be playing Evangeline Lavelle of House Blackthorn. Outside of Shattered, you can generally see me at Mastroid, and eventually I'm sure I'll be on games with Magical Mists and Dark Domain at some point. Other than that, this is pretty much where I am. Just wherever they'll let me join when I'm free.
It's always good to have you. It's always a pleasure. If you all missed the My Little Pony we ran with Soul of Supergirl, definitely go on our YouTube and check that out. That was a crazy amount of ice cream focus.
And not a brain cell to be found.
No.
Brain cells?
the whole group shared a brain cell, but they left it at home.
Like the one person who was probably going to have the brain cell couldn't make it, so we were all left to our own devices, and we were just happy to be along for the ride.
It was amazing. It was really good. And last but absolutely not least, we have Crow.
Oh, me? Okay, cool. You would think I would know how to do this by now.
Can't be worse than me. You can do it.
Hello, I'm Crow. You can find me pretty much here on Twitch and everywhere else that I have links to. I am also pretty big here on Shattered Tabletop Games. You can find me in just about every other game. I have a problem. We're not gonna work on that at the moment. I'm working on others. It's fine.
It's not a problem, in my opinion.
Main thing is I'm breathing and I am here. Tonight I am playing Karina Rubis, who is a Drakemire.
Awesome.
And awesome. I believe that's it for now.
Well, cool beans. I'm Arcmaster Ray. I run most of the games here on STG. I'm also on Maestria Nord. I'm on Dark Domain. I'm on kind of sort of Magical Mists. I keep trying to get them to let me run a game, but they got a lot going on, so that's kind of like a conversation we're still having. So instead, I started this school, and it's chaotic, and I love it, and I'm here for it, and everything has been going so amazingly. If you're watching this and you would like to get your letter and join the school, just hop on the STG Discord and we'll get you all set up and hooked up into the group. And I think we've got like 18 players right now. So we're going to have multiple games throughout the month. We're going to rotate the cast around. And we do allow like some text-based RP going on in the Discord server. So that's kind of cool. We got lots of cool channel point redeems right now. We're going to be adding some more, so make sure to get those all saved up and get those ready to go. The last thing I want to talk about is on the 15th of every month, we do a prize drawing for subscribers. If you subscribe to our Twitch channel, you will automatically be entered. On the 15th, I do a random drawing, and the winner gets 2 sets of polyhedral dice, 2 STG original stickers that look like this background I've got here, and then 2 STG stickers that look like this background, except they're holographic and super shiny. And anybody who's played the Pocket Monsters knows shinies are best. And also adding into the pot of amazing prizes is a sample pouch of a random tea from the Healing Wish Tea House. It's a loose leaf tea, so but it will be coming in a like a disposable bag, so you don't need an infuser, but should you have one, you can just dump the contents out into your infuser. There we go. All the introductions are out of the way. Let's dive into this game. First, before we do too much else, let's turn this up just a little. Some ambiance going on. All right.
Ambiance.
It's a lovely spring day at the School of Hearthwoods. A handful of students are in the dining hall having just your normal everyday lunch of, buffet style, anything you can think of. If you can imagine it, it's probably there. Of course, all of the favorite treats of said players and characters. The rest of the school has kind of been released because this is the celebration of Baba Marta Day, which is like a signaling of spring. Mainly held in Bulgaria, but, Hearthwoods recognizes it as a school holiday. So most of the students have left to go do other things. But these fine students, Adelaide, Evanora, Evangeline, and Karina, are all in the dining hall. Since the last session, nothing super eventful has happened. You've just been attending normal classes, doing everyday things like you normally would, washing robes and such. And so I'm going to turn it over to all of you to kind of discuss any plans you might have or things that you've been doing in the downtime in between episodes, that kind of thing.
Evanora is probably feeding her fat, lazy, overly friendly cat. Evanora struggles with people. Her cat, on the other hand, is a people cat. It's a very interesting combination. She's getting the food. She's probably getting some food prepared while the cat is wandering around the common area and demanding pets from everybody in the room, much to Evanora's chagrin. Just a sweet little fat, lazy, gray cat named Florence. Wandering around everywhere.
It's like walking around on the table in between the food.
Mm-hmm.
In between the food, probably occasionally stepping in the food, if it's anything like my cat's trying to demand attention.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So, while you all are doing that, I have to get a roll done as somebody has redeemed a chaos flux.
What?
Right out the gate.
How dare you, Seraphina?
How dare!
She's off in
First
hospital
things
wing, and she
first.
goes and does chaos immediately.
Listen, you can't do chaos from the hospital wing. How else are you supposed to get things done?
All right.
Oh, goodness. I'm
I
nervous.
apologize now. I move around a lot. It's the ADHD, and I just can never be comfortable for longer than 2 seconds.
That's
No,
valid.
you're fine. I wiggle around a lot too. Um,
Oh no.
so while you all are eating and having a lovely
God.
lunch,
And petting a cat.
so who's petting the cat exactly?
Oh no.
Anybody can be petting the cat, honestly, because Evanora's just like her eye is twitching a little at how loud and demanding the cat is, but not just with her, but with attracting the attention of everybody else and demanding their attention as soon as she has it. And Evanora's just like, eat your food and then be quiet.
Adelaide loves animals. Her favorite class is magical creatures, so I think she definitely is petting the cat.
Okay. So, Adelaide, as you're petting the cat, I'm sorry. What was the name of the cat again?
Florence.
Florence.
As in-
I was like, I know
in
it
the
started with
theme.
an F. Adelaide's petting Florence, and all of a sudden, Florence like takes off down the table, like scooting. Think
Like-
of like if you were holding a slippery bar of soap and it goes whoop out of your hand. That's what Florence does. Like, choom, takes off down the table. Karina, Evangeline, Evanora, anything your characters are holding, begin just wet soaping out of your hands. Like you suddenly
So,
have
like, utensils just like flying out of hands.
yes,
Cool, the cat food is on the floor now.
yes, you literally. There's just food going everywhere, silverware,
Oh,
cups,
no.
whatever you grab onto, just slips right out of your hands.
What is going on?
I don't know who did this, but I'll bet you anything those twins have something to do with it. It's always Aurelia and Sophia.
I just wanted to eat food and work on spells for fighting. I can't do that at this point.
I don't have much else, but I've got these, and she'll pull out a little bag that has chocolate-covered cherries, which is her favorite treat.
Say
Oh,
goodbye
no.
to those cherries.
I'll say that the chocolate covered cherries stay in the bag, but the bag definitely, like when you pull it out, it's like spoink.
I wasn't expecting. I thought it was just a one-time thing. Otherwise, I wouldn't have pulled them out. Oh.
I mean, it's not like they go flying across the room or dump. They just kind of land on
Okay.
the table in front of you.
I'm guessing Florence runs as soon as like she lands, probably runs over to the pile of like wet cat food on the floor and just making noises as she eats.
I love it. Just loud eating.
Shoveling it in with her bottom jaw.
Oh goodness. Yeah.
Look, I have 3 cats. They are not quiet eaters.
It's hard
The
to be a
one-
quiet eater when you don't really have lips. I mean,
Yeah.
Fair. But
I
then
do
you
have
also
a cat.
add in the fact that the one like will eat like 2-3 bites
Mhm.
and then he'll walk over to dad and scream at him until he comes over and gives him butt pats.
Mhm.
And then he'll continue eating.
We had a cat named after a hobbit who would actually shovel wet food in with his bottom jaw. His belly like dragged the floor.
Oh no. Oh goodness.
And he's the inspiration for Florence.
love it.
That's right.
After probably 5 minutes or so of things just inexplicably
everywhere.
flying out of your hands
Flying
and
away.
all over the floors, you finally return to normal. You're able to like start picking things up again. It's just, that's Hearthwoods for you. It's chaotic. Things randomly happen. It's just a mess.
Honestly, should
main-
expect this at this point.
Yes. The main door to the dining hall opens, and one of the professors comes in. She is the history of magic teacher, and her name is Professor Lysandra Vale. You all know her. Pretty much the whole school does. She likes to hang out a lot in the library. And she walks directly up to the four of you.
Oh God.
Never ends well when they
Oh,
do
no.
that.
She looks visibly distressed. And she says, "You four, I have a task for you."
Okay.
Right? What kind of task?
There's a secure vault which exists in the restricted archives. It's a section of the library that's only accessible to us professors and high-ranking staff members. But someone has stolen away the founding crystal.
That sounds very important. Okay.
And
There are others investigating already, but it's moving far too slowly. I need the four of you to pick up the pace and get this taken care of quickly.
all due respect, Professor, we're fourth years, and this is a space. It's located, or it was located, in a space that was only accessible to teachers and high-ranking staff. How are we supposed to be able to help?
I will be accompanying you to the restricted archives, and you will have one-time access to conduct your investigation.
That sounds right up my alley. All right. I'm
So
in.
Is there a time limit on how long we're allowed to be in the restricted section?
You get to be in the restricted section.
Yes,
Just
I
be
know
happy and
that.
go.
I do not believe that you will need that much time, but we will cross that bridge when we get to it.
Fair enough.
Now, it's important to understand that here at Hearthwoods, they do things a little differently than other magical schools around the world. They very much believe in like on-the-job training.
I've noticed.
Uh-huh.
So you may be fourth years, but
I'm a fifth year.
They're
Oh, we got a fifth here.
well, fantastic. They're going to try and put you through your paces. There's no better way to learn than to do.
They're gonna try to break you now.
And they will regret it later.
Exactly.
Yes.
Insurance is through the roof for this school.
They actually get insurance?
I was gonna say I can't imagine any insurance company like taking them on.
Fair enough, yeah.
A reverse insurance company, perhaps.
Right?
You pay us, we cover it up.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of accidents that would happen at this school. An insurance company would be like, "I'm sorry, you've had how many student deaths in the past week?"
To be fair, the school's only, what, 5 years old?
Yeah.
Only,
Yeah, it's not old. I think we said 9 years old.
we said
9.
I can't remember exactly, but yeah,
It's
it hasn't been open very long.
1069, despite the numerous references to barbecue chips and canned cat food.
Yeah. So Lysandra's like, "Okay, follow me. Let's go."
I'm
Follow
following.
after the professor.
Yeah.
All right.
Evanora will take up the rear.
We do.
Evangeline's probably like right behind the professor, just like back straight walking, like, yeah, I'm important right now. Look at me.
To make that even more like of an impact, as you're walking through the halls with Lysandra, like there's first and second years all like getting out of your way, like they're backing up on the sides of the halls, and they're just like,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, seas parting.
yeah.
This is like Evangeline's dream right now. She's like, yes, everybody look at me. I'm important. The professor has asked me to do something important for the school. Bow down, you pathetic peasants.
Meanwhile,
Everyone's rolling her
Karina
eyes.
is just like doing sort of like this whole number of like shrugging her robes like further forward, like being all cool and just strutting forward, putting on a bit of a show for the kids.
Evanora looks bored.
This is such an interesting group.
Evanora's usually not very good at facial expressions anyway, but like boredom is an easy one to pick out on her, and that's what it is.
Just like resting bored face.
Adelaide, how are you presenting yourself to all these youngins?
I was thinking it over because Adelaide's from a pure blood family, so I'm assuming she's used to a bit of attention from people. So I think she's just walking normally. You know, once she knows that people are focusing a bit more, she's probably saying up straight and more of her like edited classes coming in. You know.
Gotcha. Love it. It doesn't take too terribly long. The school is magically enchanted to kind of change itself up randomly, keep things
Entertaining.
fun, you know.
Interesting.
Yeah. So the halls never are the same way twice, kind of thing. And luckily, though, with Lysandra's escorting, you make it to the restricted archives relatively easily. She opens up the door, like unlocks it with a big old skeleton key. It's like opens it up, and inside you can see that there are a number of like dusty bookshelves. Like it looks like the books were put in here and then kind of forgotten about.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
How terrible. If they need somebody to read this stuff, I will certainly take up that hideous task of being allowed in the restricted area to read up on all these very important books.
So she kind of opens the door and stands with her back to it and just kind of says, "All right, have at it."
Evanora just goes on in.
Thank you for
Yep.
your trust, Professor.
Does anything look like it might have been like messed with fairly recently or anything like that? Anything that looks like it should not be where it is?
Yeah.
Despite the fact that she's never seen this book.
Mm-hmm.
Towards the back of the library in just an ordinary corner section, it's got a few things that are kind of almost like they were put here for storage, and they're kind of covered up with the blankets. You see there's a section of the floor that has had a bunch of the dust moved out of the way, and there's like a trap door in the floor that's partially opened. You can see that there are signs of forced entry, and even though they're like very subtle, it was through magical tampering.
Mm.
And it's at this point that if you all want to start investigating and stuff, we can start doing some rolls.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
All right.
We do a notice something instead of investigate if we have a
You absolutely can do that.
Heck yeah, because I got a bonus. And I needed that bonus. Plus mind. Where is my character sheet? Oh. 8.
Why are my rolls just not doing well today?
I rolled a
Okay.
9 to notice something.
Okay.
I got 6 for investigate. It's not as bad
6
as what I rolled before we started.
is a fail, which means you mark experience.
Okay, I got another.
Oh yeah.
I got
6.
a 5.
That's an experience, Adelaide.
Perfect. I was about to ask because I forget what the numbers are for successes and failures.
6 and below is fail. 7 to 9 is mid. 10 and up is full.
Okay,
Yep.
thank you. Mhm.
Well, I got a 7 in investigate.
Fantastic. So, you both get to ask one question from the list of options.
Is there anything or
Oh.
anyone sneaking around?
There is not anyone or anything sneaking around.
Okay. Mostly just seeing if anyone had stayed around. Okay. And then, can you see the list of questions for investigate? Evangeline?
Yeah. Yes, I'm looking at it now, trying to figure out what to ask. Okay. I feel like most of this has been answered. Are there any traps?
All right. There are no traps. However,
Uh-oh.
you do find a faint trail of moonlight residue. Moonlight is a shimmering dust that leads away from the vault. And then, because of what Evanora is specifically looking for, you find a dropped note. It looks like somebody like kind of tore it out of one of the textbooks.
Like one of the books in here? Or one of their normal
Hmm.
textbooks?
Maybe.
Can I take a look at the note?
Absolutely. So the note seems to contain a like half of a riddle.
Mhm.
It was like whoever found this, it came in 2 parts, and they accidentally dropped the first part.
Mm.
And it says, "Where the sky meets the glass, beneath the old master's watchful gaze."
The sky meets the glass beneath the old master's watchful gaze.
Yes.
I'll read
Now,
that out loud as I'm looking at it.
fantastic. That I was really hoping you would do that. So, at this point, you can do an I read about that roll,
Mhm.
or you could do investigate or notice something, or I'll even make a bid for read between the lines.
Which one's a higher? So I will notice something, please. Oh, that's so much better. That's an 11.
That close. Let me see if that works.
There you go.
Okay. Is anybody else rolling for that, or are you just going to let Evanora have at that?
Ooh,
Uh,
anyone?
Roll with me.
Okay.
I'll go ahead.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Everyone roll dice.
I'll
Roll the click clacks.
I'll do I read about that.
Do we roll 1 or 2? Probably should
You
have asked.
roll 2d6.
Yep.
What?
2d6, and then add whatever option you're going for. It has a specific attribute that goes with it.
I got an 11.
I got 12. I rolled an 11 and I have +1. So
Nice.
Very
I rolled good. I was
I rolled
rolling
an 8
bad.
plus 3, so I get a +2 to mind, and then a bonus 1 because of my wand.
There you go.
Evangeline, what'd you get?
12. Sorry,
Dang.
I'm like making sure I'm doing this correct.
You do the math right.
Yeah. So as soon as Evanora reads this, all of you are like, "Oh, pfft, easy. That's the astronomy tower."
Yeah.
Yep. They needed to have made it so much harder.
Well, unless the person who took this already knew this part of the riddle, they're missing a key component.
True.
Question: is the professor watching us, or are they just by the door?
Well, she's by the door, but like you're not in direct line of sight, but enough that she could just kind of peek around and see you.
Can we
Yeah.
see, like, there's books everywhere, right? Can we see if any books are missing from certain spots as well? Just
Adelaide
this
was
is
actually going to
something-
ask if she could start to see a book on either magical creatures or transfiguration.
y'all gonna try and steal some books.
I'm not stealing it.
not.
I'm just gonna read it, and I'm gonna see if I've got a copy spell or something. You know.
Oh, no.
Evanora
I mean, you
doesn't
didn't
need to
say
steal
that
one
we
of these
had a
books.
time limit, so like I'm reading this book to investigate.
I'm looking to see if they took any books when they took the other thing.
Okay. I
Yeah,
will.
Eventually,
I will let you know
yeah,
that.
let's look through these books here. Oh, look, here's one. Let me just look through, make sure nothing's been torn out. She's like,
If there's a book in here on how to be subtle, I'm going to pass it to Evangeline.
Step
I-
1: don't talk about what you're doing.
Yeah. I would also like, while they're doing that, I would like to take a look at the open trap door closer.
Okay. So you can roll investigate for that one, and then
Yep.
for everybody else, when you're looking at the different books and stuff, there's no like empty spaces on the shelves where a book has been taken. But
are there like any besides the ones that we've grabbed? Like, obviously, some of these books you said that they were dust. Like everything was really dusty. Is there any parts on the shelves where it looks like, besides the ones that we've taken out, any other books have been removed, like are disturbed?
Nope. It's all left completely intact.
So they weren't looking for anything. They seemed to have a good idea of where they were going and what they were doing, and had nothing to do with stealing any books. They were specifically coming in here and looking for the what was it again? Sorry.
Founder's Crystal.
The Founder's Crystal. I wanted to say the heart of the school for some reason.
The heart of the card.
Yeah.
Heart of the
The hearts of the cards.
cards.
Adelaide, you find a particular tome that does speak of magical creatures, but specifically very rare magical creatures.
Ooh, okay.
Are
It
there any?
says the name of the book is Legendary Creatures and Where to Find Them.
Amazing.
And how not to get maimed.
Conveniently, that part was left out.
It's scratched out very
Convenient.
obviously on the cover.
Yeah. Someone didn't read the subtlety book.
Nah. Why would anyone need to read a book like that?
Okay.
Never be so.
Does anyone have any paper, napkin? So something.
No.
Unless you tear it out of a book, Adelaide.
I'm not gonna ruin a book like that. Books are special. Okay, I'm gonna quickly open it to a random page and just try to memorize what I read there.
Try to
Photo in
memorize
your
it.
brain.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
Fair enough.
Cardius, you're over at the trap door, right? Are we able to go into that trap door? Should we ask? Do we have to ask the professor, or can we just like go in?
There's a trap door.
There, yes.
Yeah.
Which
I can open the trap door.
I'm investigating. Well, I'm investigating it right now. It's actually
So-
opened, if I remember right.
Yes, it is partially opened, and it's not like a dungeon that you can crawl down into or anything. It's like when you open it to get a better peek, you can see that there's like a safe right there. Like somebody hid a safe below the floorboards kind of thing.
Okay. Also, I rolled to investigate because I remember being asked that. I got an 11, by the way.
So many 11s.
Yeah.
My rolls were bad, and now they're good. This is normal for me.
You find again, there's the faint trail of moonlight residue.
Yes.
But with your roll of an 11, you see that not only does it lead away from the vault, but it leads like out the door. And before it fades away into nothing, you see that it is like hooks to the left and is like heading towards the astronomy tower.
Okay.
Hmm.
So,
Well, we know where we need to go.
yep.
Guess we're heading to the astrology tower.
Don't you mean the astronomy tower?
I'm not sure we do.
Whatever.
That's what I. They're the same thing.
At this school,
So
so many of
both
these
involve
things go
the
hand in hand that shouldn't.
I'm not sure the entirety of the spell list. I haven't read the entire thing. But if there is a copy spell on there somewhere, Adelaide, you can try to cast any year of spell you want. It'll just have like negatives that come with it.
If you cast above, yeah.
Yeah.
I was reading through the spells trying to find a copy spell. I couldn't find one exactly. I've still got to read through like the other upper years. But I saw a
There's-
crippling spell, which apparently is
crippling I think would be the closest because it's for cheating,
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
and it could probably
mm-hmm.
copy it down on something or something.
Mm-hmm.
DM, do you think it would maybe store the information in the spell just to write it down later as part of?
All right. This is the second year spell, so it's
Oh.
+2.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I get any other bonuses? No, it's a charm, so not for me. Double checking my spell sheet. Okay, I think I just get a +2 to this one. Oh, plus my spellcast modifier, which is okay.
Yes.
Can I go investigate like the door, like the front door? Because like only professors and like high-ranking staff are allowed in here. So my question is, how did somebody else get in here unless they were already a high-ranking staff? But we see that there's magical traces and everything. Can I like investigate and see like what exactly was like, maybe if there was like what spell was used?
Sure. Yeah, you
Well-
can do that.
I got a 10 on my copy spell.
Oh, beautiful. All
Find
right.
that. I think there is a spell for that. I don't have that saved because of course I don't.
I've got the spell list up on this side, so every time I'm looking this way, more than likely, I'm reading the spell list.
So I'm going to say that on your 10, you're like, obviously when you're casting a spell, if you get a 10 plus, it works. So it does work, but I will say that you are able to magically transcribe instantaneously 4 creatures, and I will post
Ooh.
those in the Discord after the session, so that you can. And I'll make sure that they're like to you privately, and then you can let other people know as you wish.
Ooh,
Fun,
exciting.
fun, 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 fun.
These creatures will not at all appear later on, Not at all.
No, never. Let's see.
Oh, did I maybe download that? Sorry, I'm trying to find the spell list.
Oh, you're fine. You're good. I had to ban somebody out of our chat, so.
Yeah.
Oh. Ah,
Love when that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Those damn bots.
okay, so
Always getting in the way.
I swear I had that saved.
Mm-hmm.
Lysandra's just kind of standing there. She moves out of the way so you can investigate the door. She's watching all of you intently to see how you're doing things, and you can hear her kind of muttering under her breath, like, okay, all right. 10, we'll do, 10 points and 15 points.
Is that taking or giving?
Professor.
What was I doing? All right.
Yes, Evanora?
We found a scrap. And I'll hold up the note. It seems to point towards the astronomy tower.
Ah. Well, that is a very useful clue.
As well as the moonlight residue. This sparkly stuff that's fading away. It's also pointing towards the astronomy tower.
Ah.
So,
Actually, while I'm trying to find this, I'm pressing random buttons. Everything's getting messed up.
sounds
don't know
about right.
I don't know how
So
to...
let's do this then. Just go ahead and roll cast a spell.
I was gonna actually, just because I was like struggling here, I was actually just gonna say, like, before she tries to investigate to see what spell was used, I'm gonna like, Professor, did anybody like see, like, use a spell to see what spell was used to force open the door here to get in?
Or does the door even have a spell to begin with?
This door is mundane. It is only locked with skeleton keys like these, and only those with access to this room are assigned skeleton keys.
Do you know if anybody happens to be missing their skeleton key?
I have no clue.
Well, perhaps, Professor, that should be investigated while someone checks the astronomy tower.
Professor, how does one get access into the restricted area?
Become a professor?
Well, yeah, but I mean, is the door covered by some magic that prevents people from coming in? In which case, how did they get in here?
To be fair, Adelaide, you do remember last time we helped with such an event? It was the second year.
That is true.
I would like to point out there is a first year spell, Aloha Mora. It unlocks doors.
Yeah,
it's a first year spell.
That are like meant to like.
She just said this is a mundane door.
I mean, you would hope that, like, the area where the school literally keeps, like, essentially the heart of the school, like, it's a mundane door, but you'd think that there'd still be something there to prevent just anybody from blasting the door open.
Silent alarm.
Well, even if there was a silent alarm, that doesn't stop them from getting in. That just alerts people that they are in.
It alerts people if they're paying attention to the silent alarm. But if they're on an iced coffee break,
The students are not the only ones learning.
Professor, if you need to hold a meeting with the students so we can teach you guys how to properly secure places, do let us know. We've got a lot of ideas, you know.
The students have become the teachers.
Yeah.
Perhaps being professors is in your future.
Oh God, Evangeline would be a terrible professor. She does.
Could you be any worse than a certain other professor?
She'd be a terrible professor, but at least she would make sure that the important stuff was protected. Like, you should not just have some mundane door that just has like a skeleton key that anybody can just open.
everyone
then
would not make a good Hearthwood
Just like
professor.
in this like trapdoor and like what looks like a muggle safe. Like, I'm concerned for this school.
Professor, I
And
would like
that's
to
supposed to be
remind
new?
you that the fifth years learn the anti-intruder jinx. You guys should use it more often.
Noted. However, I should point out that should anybody be missing their key, it would be quite the feat for someone to use it. Because while the door is mundane, the keys are not.
Are they magically linked to the owner of said key?
Yes, only the owner of the key is able to use it without, well, let's just say, harm befalling them.
Well, if they did manage to use it, then a harmed person might be easier to find. On the other hand, is it possible perhaps that a skeleton key could have been taken and copied? So that the same ability is used on a separate key, but without the restrictions put on it?
I don't believe so. Only the founders were able to create these keys. I feel like it'd be quite a challenge to copy them.
Well, if it was made by the founders, then yeah, that sounds like a lot of work. I don't know about you, but I never put in that much work. Okay.
Sorry, guys. And my whole laptop falls and scare the cats.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
This is
All of the violence.
falling apart.
Oh, goodness.
Well,
Okay.
if you're done,
I know there's a spell here. I just can't remember the spell. I literally was like on a Harry Potter roleplay site for like 5 years.
What kind of spell are you looking for?
It's a spell to see like what was the last spell used, but it might just be able to use on a what? What was that? Thank you, amazing boyfriend. Prior Incantatum.
Fury and Cantata. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I know there's a spell.
I'm actually on the page with it. It says it forces the wand to show an echo of the last spell performed.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's a spell, but then as I was thinking about it, I was like, I'm pretty sure it's just for a wand, so I don't think you
Yeah,
can
I
use
remember when it first showed up in the books. Yep, I remember.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so
But when we got in, you said that we can tell it was opened by force.
yes.
So if it was Aloha Mora, I don't think that would necessarily show force, because that's just a simple unlocking spell. Now, if you used like Bombarda, that would probably be forceful. So there is a good chance that this was opened using some kind of spell. There is a chance, because you teachers clearly aren't very responsible, and that's a huge concern. But there is a chance that somebody's key was stolen. The person that stole the key tried to use it, probably got injured somehow, some way, angered, used some kind of spell to blast open the door, and was able to get in that way. And from what we can obviously tell, I'm guessing they might be maybe up towards the astronomy tower. We can investigate there.
That was a lot of words. Can we just go investigate the astronomy tower by
Evanora
now?
is already walking.
Like down the hall, like
Turning the corner, not waiting.
Let's just go. I'm done here.
Everyone's like calling the teacher. It was just like terrible teaching, and everyone's like, "Yeah, we're already going."
Yeah, pretty much.
fair
Be
enough.
better teachers than I could. This wouldn't have to be. You wouldn't have to get lectured by a student.
True.
Evangeline finishes her spiel and realizes everyone's gone. It's just like huffs and just follows after. Just like speed walking, but like trying to still look like this is completely planned, but I'm still upset about this whole situation. We have to clean up
Evangeline,
these messes.
Evangeline, are you coming?
I'm coming!
Oh, goodness. Up to the astronomy tower.
Lysandra closes the door and like locks it all up and everything, and y'all take off. You get to the bottom of the astronomy tower.
Locking the door when someone can just blast it open.
And you see, just like before, it's the bottom of the astronomy tower. It's an unfathomable amount of stairs leading up for some reason. Like there's no need for all those stairs.
They just hate the kids. That's just what I always say. Like all those stairs, and you wouldn't allow anybody to ride their broom through the
Cardio
school.
builds character.
Find some other kind of easier way to get around the school. You just here, take all these billions of stairs. It's good exercise.
Listen, exercise is good for you. It keeps the body and the mind active.
Yes, cardio builds character.
You just keep going.
The four of you reach the top of the tower, and you see the telescope and everything like it normally is, and there's the large oil painting of the main person that Hearthwoods is named after. I don't have a name for said person. Because all that's coming to mind right now would be Henry.
Oh, I was thinking Leonardo for some reason.
Henry Hearthwood. Anyway,
No.
You reach the top, and right off the bat, all four of you notice that the moonlight residue is the strongest in this particular room. Okay. And there's a few kids up here doing astronomy stuff, like taking notes, looking through the telescope. There's 3 of them. They're one is a second year, one is a third year, and one is a 8th year.
An 8th year.
An 8th year?
Whatever.
Are we delving into fan fiction territory at this point?
Or is
have they returned after the Battle of Hogwarts?
Or is
I
this
thought there
sort of
was
like a
Draco and
college
Hermione around the
sort of
corner.
situation?
I thought there was 9.
No, there's 7.
7. So there you go. It's 7th year.
7th year.
Yeah.
I mean, unless the school does sort of a college situation, then
Right.
Someone just loved school so much that they wanted to come back for another year.
They
Yeah.
have a college. They have a weird med school that's 10
Yeah, I
times
was gonna
chaotic.
say, yeah.
They actually charge you money to go there, unlike Hearthwood.
It's like 7 normal years, but then there's specialization years you can take.
First in general.
Could I roll read between the lines to see if anyone's suspicious?
Yeah.
Sure.
I would also like to do that.
Yeah, go for it.
Can
Read
I
between
do
the
that
lines
to
is
see if anybody's
Yeah.
looks like they're injured in any way?
Can I?
I
Absolutely.
failed. I took
I'm just gonna
experience.
investigate the room
Okay.
because I would be
that's
terrible
what
at
I'm doing
reading between the
right.
lines.
I got an 8.
I got a 5. My first failure.
I got 9 for investigating the room.
I got a 6.
Awesome. Experience. Adelaide, you do not see anything amiss about these students, although when all of you come up at the same time, they all stop what they're doing and they're all staring at you like,
Are any of them familiar?
I mean, you've seen them around the school. I don't have names for them, but you've seen them floating
I
around.
even threw a character in the NPCs for you. How dare, Ray?
That one's not here.
Of course.
I have
That was
plans.
my house.
I have plans for that one.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh boy.
That's what I get for making an NPC.
Yup.
fair enough.
Karina, you find a torn piece of midnight blue cloak that is caught on the railing.
Who did?
I did.
Okay.
So I'm gonna pick that up. Take a closer look at it. Click.
Oops.
Guessing the rest of us didn't see anything because we failed our rolls.
Correct.
Oh goodness. Alright.
I love how the lazy one is like finding everything.
Yeah. Let's see. So it was on the railing. Like
Yes.
the railing of like at the very top of the stairs we just came up on.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Well, good
Okay.
sign. They are somewhere here. Or was.
So, first of all, I had to make a note here. So, we have the second year is Felix Hawthorne, who is a Veldrin.
Mm-hmm.
Which one's Valdrin?
The second year Felix Hawthorne.
No, I meant like what is the
Eldrin is the Ravenclaw house.
thank you. That's what I was
Yes.
Hashtag no copyright here.
Yeah, exactly.
No copyright infringement.
Hashtag free use.
Smart house, the dumb house, the evil house, and the kind house.
Yeah.
No. We've rebranded. We're not the evil house. We're the mom friend house.
Right.
Friend house.
The next one.
Wait a minute, you guys are the
dumb
mom friend. Evangeline is not a mom friend.
We've noticed. It's fine.
Yeah.
Ooh, excuse me.
That'd be,
It's very
so
fun.
that was the third year. Cassia Thornbrook is a fellow. Hold on, I gotta write this down or I'll forget it. Is a fellow Drakemeyer.
Yay!
And
We need more.
lastly, the seventh year is Orion Fenwick. And
The 7th year did it.
they are a Selwyn.
Oh, that just breeds chaos. Yeah, Selwyn. Yep, that's definitely the 7th year.
I mean, his name was Orion. He's in the astronomy tower. There's moon dust everywhere. Totally the 7th year.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
Oh yeah.
Who's fit together?
I connected the dots. I connected them.
You!
It's that like meme with that. I think it's the dude from. I think it's like
It-
It's Funny with the like
Mhm.
Discord or whatever, the conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Dude, everything is connected.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. From It's Always Sunny. Yeah.
All right. So, Karina, you found some torn cloth. Adelaide, these people are not acting suspicious.
Nobody's
And
weird.
both of the Evan characters saw nothing.
Uh-huh.
Were the Evans? We're Team Evan now.
Yeah. Yep. Team Evans.
You see nothing.
Listen,
Nothing-
I marked off experience. That's all I care about on that
Hey.
failure.
There you go.
At least you get something out of it, right?
I got something out of it, and I didn't take anything negative.
True.
Alright. Does this little piece of cloth match with anything that Felix, Cassia, or Ryan might be wearing
Nope.
now?
Nope.
They're just all in the usual school robes.
Yep.
Okay. Alright.
Did Karina share the piece of cloth with everybody?
Oh, yeah. I'm just gonna be like, hey, piece of cloth. And just hold it kind of over my shoulder. Like,
Just
I guess you can look at this too.
Could I cast Reparo on the piece of cloth? It doesn't have an area effect, but I imagine it's only like within the room and see if the cloth tries to fix itself to one of the students here, or if it just nothing happens.
You could absolutely try that.
Okay, thank you.
You can,
Oh,
you
that's
can, you can try anything you want to try.
Okay, this is the first year. I'm a fourth year, so that's a +3, and then 2 more from my thing. Okay. Okay, so 7 + 5 is 12. Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
So yeah, the spell absolutely gets cast. It works fine. No drawbacks or anything.
Mhm.
You see it kind of like flap a little bit in Karina's hand, and then just go back to normal.
Okay.
So
So-
whatever this goes to, it's not in this room.
It's
Okay.
not here. Okay.
Okay. Evangeline turns to the other 3 students, assuming they're still just like staring at us, like, what are they doing? Like,
Mhm.
are you the only 3 that have been in here within the last like 2 hours, or was there somebody else?
When the Orion says, when we came up here to study, it was empty already. Although there was this strange residue everywhere.
So there was more moon dust up here.
Are there any? Can we see if there's any footprints or anything in the moon dust since it's everywhere? And
Or is there
That-
still moon
footprints
dust
that aren't-
around?
There's a spell.
yeah,
There's a spell for everything.
the spell to reveal
Yes,
hidden
but I
people.
specifically remember that spell. I just have to find it.
Homonym Revelio, but
I think so.
that's like a 6-year spell. Yeah, reveals human presence in the vicinity of the caster.
No, I think no. There was one that was specifically said shows footprints.
Uh,
That's what the
there's one that
find.
removes
that's-
footprints.
That's what the find tool on.
A parasium reveals a secret message written in invisible ink or other hidden markings.
Maybe not. I sometimes know what I'm talking about.
No, that's fair. I feel that.
I swear I remember because I remember.
You are a Vestigum reveals traces of magic, including footprints and track marks. It's
Oh wait.
6-year spell.
Oh, Apparatium. Hang on, I think that's my signature spell.
No,
It
Vestigmium, I think.
Oh,
Was that a
Oh,
5th year or a
Apparatium is
6th
for
year? Okay.
secret
The one that Evangeline wants it's a 6-year.
Mm.
It'll be on.
You take a -1, but you could still try it.
Mhm.
Yep.
And it's worth a shot.
Yeah.
Can I try and use my signature spell to see if there's any hidden messages anywhere?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Heck
so
yeah.
then that's 2d6 and then -1? Or do I
Yep.
add my modifier, my
Yep.
magic modifier, and then -1?
Yes, you roll 2d6, you add your magic modifier, and then -1.
Okay, I wanted to make sure I had it right.
Yep, you are absolutely correct.
I rolled a
Come on,
17.
work with me.
17.
I get +4 because it's a second year spell, like with the +2 because it's my signature spell. +2 for my magic, so it's a +6, and I rolled an 11.
Terrible now.
Beautiful.
There you go.
With a swish and a flick, Evanora, you reveal footprints all over the place. They kind of walk around in like kind of a circle almost, like the person was looking for something and then stopped in front of the oil painting.
In front of the oil painting.
Now, Evangeline, what did you roll for your spell?
I changed my dice. It was 4 to 2. So brain math.
4 to 2 is 6.
Yeah, 6, and so it would be a 6, I believe, or no, 7, because it's +2 and then -1.
So +1 total. So 7, you just barely made it.
Yeah, exactly.
Woo!
So on a 7 and 9, the spell succeeds, but there is a side effect.
Oh god.
Just roll on the chaos flux for it.
Right. Well, it's got a list. It says choose 2. So I'm gonna let Evangeline choose which 2. It's under cast a spell. So one of the other players takes a condition from a partial misfire. The spell is different than the one you were expecting. Someone or something is alerted to the casting of the spell, or your wand is thrown from your hand and lands nearby. Or I'll allow that if you so choose, I will roll on the chaos flux table and see what happens. That'll only be one bad. Well, it might be good. It could be bad. It could be good. Who knows?
And that's just one of the 2. That's just one of the 2 that you have to choose, though.
Yeah. Just so I choose 2 or I choose 1?
You choose 2.
Okay.
Well, you can choose 2 from the cast a spell list, or you can choose 1
And a chaos.
like chaos flux. No, just the chaos flux, because that's going to cause enough problems.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
It says one of the players take a condition from a partial misfire, and it says the other players choose. So can just because she does not care about other people, if somebody gets hurt, oh well. So who's closest to Evangeline right now?
Unfortunately, I think we need to roll a d4.
I think so.
Or a
Oh,
D,
yeah.
or a D6, 1, 2 for Karina, 3, 4 for Adelaide, 5, 6 for Evanora.
Yeah.
That works. Who's
Roll-
you want me to
roll it-
roll it?
Yeah,
Somebody,
roll it.
either Evangeline or Ray.
You know what? Chat, give me a D6 roll. Type in !D6. Excuse me. And that'll give us a random roll.
1, 2 for Karina, 3, 4 for Adelaide, 5, 6 for Evanora. It's me.
It's
How dare you,
Evanora.
Thorn? How dare you, Thorn?
Thorns.
I don't even know you. How dare?
Thorns is my friend. I dragged her over. I managed to tonight.
So, Evanora, what is the condition that you wish to choose?
As much as I hate it, I think dazed would probably be what would make most sense.
Okay. All right. Even though Evanora is dazed from the blast of this spell, it's like it emits like a camera flash. Not what's supposed to happen, but Evanora, you get dazed by it, but where the oil painting is on the top of the frame, it begins to like wiggle and glimmer and glow, and a secret message is revealed. It says, "The moon's light shall reveal the path unseen."
Would we be able to figure out what that means from the previous riddle that we saw, or?
So, same as before, I'll let you make a roll on it. You can do the, investigate, read between the lines, notice something. And I will, or I read about that, and I will allow a +1 because of the riddle from before.
Oh, cool.
I think I'll do notice something because I
That
have
is 14.
For
read between the lines.
I read about that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm gonna do.
I got a 9 to notice something.
Golly.
I got an 8.
That's with the -2 as well.
So.
Oh goodness.
Read
8
between
for
the lines. That is, and then you said a +1 you're giving us as well.
Yep.
For the previous riddle.
Mhm.
Okay, then that is 13.
All right. So much like before, all of you are like, man, these riddles are for
Kind
kids.
of simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the features that about the school, like one thing that's in the school that reacts to moonlight every single time the moonlight shines on it, is in the greenhouse in the herbology lab. And it is a plant, like a patch of plant called moonvine.
This is Evanora's jam. Plant.
She's like, finally, my time has come.
Moonvine. Interesting. I don't know much about plants. But at least I know that much to solve that riddle.
So I guess that means we head to the greenhouses then.
Yeah, looks like it.
You're definitely very excited about that.
Welcome. Thank you, Raiders. Welcome to the channel. We are playing Witchcraft and Wizardry. Thank you for joining us. The group is currently trying to figure out who stole the Founder's Crystal.
Yeah.
Woot woot.
The heart of the
Thank you.
cards.
The heart of the card.
The heart of the card.
I'm gonna put the torn piece of robe into like a inside pocket of my robe.
Fantastic.
Turn to the other 3 in the astronomy tower and be like, sorry to big yell. I think we're on our way. Start walking down the stairs.
Why do I spend time with Drake Myers? And I go back I follow.
Adeline
Always.
just gets a blind wave. Mhm.
Too cool for school. Although I actually do pretty good.
All right. You all make your way to the herbology lab. There are plants and magical things all over the place. It feels like a wonderfully magical greenhouse, if not a little warm. You can see that the moon residue is in here with footprints leading towards the moonvine, as you all deduced.
Yes.
Is the moonvine near or far from Professor Hanterbeek's little step stool for his lecture spot?
It's pretty close. I'll say it's like 5 feet.
Cool.
But unfortunately, the moon is not casting a glow right this moment. So the plant is like all kind of bundled up together in like a knot.
Is there a spell to make the
Love you too.
to clear the clouds or
Sorry,
something?
I thought I was. I
Water?
just realized I pressed my button just as I was saying that.
Yeah.
Sorry, ignore me.
How dare? No kidding.
The audacity.
Such rudeness. Is there a spell that's like that would like clear like the clouds to make the moon shine through, or is it the clouds even?
Or is
It is the clouds.
Okay. So it is like nighttime.
Mhm.
Let's see.
Is the Nine Eyes, and I feel in my soul that there should be a spell to clear the clouds. However,
I feel like it'd be high level if we're affecting weather.
It,
I feel like I know
All
what
the
you're
cards
talking
in the front of
about, but
me
I
are not the
don't
same.
think it was necessary. I think what you're thinking of is, if it's the same thing, is that spell that David Tennant uses in
Yes.
a specific movie, but I don't think he's actually clearing the clouds.
No, that's a very different spell doing a very different thing. There is Ventus, which is a 4th level spell that shoots strong wind. We could fan the clouds away.
You could all four of you together through
Aim
the
on
power
a
of
hurricane and blow it away.
through the power of amicability. Yeah, I'll
guess.
allow that if you all want to try and cast that spell together.
Do we want
Yeah.
to try?
yeah.
Yes. Okay.
All right, Ventus.
Let's
That's
see.
a 4th level, so it's flat.
I got a
for everybody
10.
Okay.
Mhm.
It
Except
is
for
not
Evangeline,
in my
just
spell
wasn't.
bank. So
All
that's
together
fine.
now. Ventus!
2. That's a 9 for me.
Woo! Okay, and then my +2 magic is +2. I rolled a 10 and I have +2 to magic, so 12.
Woot woot.
Okay. Doing good so far?
Sorry, I'm trying to figure. I thought I had that in my spell thing, but I don't.
I don't either. But I rolled a 9.
You can still cast it. You'll get a +1 because it's a level 3 spell, right? So you get
It's
a
a
plus
4th
2.
level.
Oh,
It's
4th level.
fourth
Okay.
level.
Okay.
So
Evangeline gets a +1 to it.
Okay. So
Her
then,
+1 will even out my almost miss. Or I could get back at Evangeline from these
Oh.
days.
Ooh.
I could. I just could.
13.
Okay.
Also, sorry if there's any noise picking up on my end.
Oh, you're good. I don't hear anything.
Now, here you go.
Awesome.
It's all good.
Adelaide, what'd you roll?
A 10.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Through the power of Ventus, you all create powerful gale force winds that move the clouds, revealing the sun.
The sun.
The night.
The
the
sun.
night
The time of
sun.
day.
The night sun.
We've become so powerful. We've messed with time.
Yeah. The moon shines down through the ceiling of the greenhouse onto the moon vine, which unfurls, revealing, dun dun dun, a hidden tunnel.
Ew.
This entrance leads to a forgotten chamber deep below the school.
It's interesting how they always send students on these particular quests.
Get out of here
Find
with your
hidden
conspiracies.
How else do you expect us to get experience? Just by sitting around?
And you're not at all worried that they're setting it up on purpose in order to
No.
manufacture this experience?
No, because otherwise I'd just be sitting around bored. I don't want to be bored.
That would be your biggest concern as a Drake Maya, wouldn't it? Boredom.
Yeah. Well, Yes and no. There are some odd Drake Myers. It's a whole thing.
Oh, I know. I've met Dallas.
Fair enough.
I like how
Fair.
Dallas has never been here, but everybody's got stories. Dallas is the Hearthwood cryptid.
Dallas is the only person I have marked down as a negative on my relationship sheet. Oh, no, that's not true. I also have Barnabas now marked as a negative.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
goodness. Yeah.
I
poor
literally don't
Barnabas.
have any
Barnabas
relationship
earned his.
because I
Dallas
haven't
did not.
done anything. I just got everything up literally yesterday.
Yeah. Alright, well, shall we
Every time
go?
someone makes the character.
Give me a moment, and Adeline's gonna go and write a quick note and leave it on the herbology desk, just in case something bad happens to us and no one ever sees us again. They know where we went.
We'll be
The
fine.
Hantabink knows everything he needs to know about this area.
Mhm,
He's
You-
got his head on his shoulders, unlike some of the professors here.
mhm.
One can
Also,
hope.
Adelaide, you need more confidence in yourself. We'll be fine. We'll make it back out. Come on. Keep up.
Well, if
yeah,
we don't,
I'm
hopefully
walking
our
down.
spring will quickly.
I'm sure we'll make it out perfectly alive, but if we're going to be intact, who knows
Well-
for sure with this school.
Oh, we're going to make it out alive because I'm not probably there with you. And she gives you a smile, Evangeline.
You all are honestly, you're your own hazards.
We are.
Fair enough.
Proceeding down the staircase into the chambers below, it quickly becomes very dark.
Okay, yeah. Do.
Cast Lumos. Mhm.
Yeah, and I'm casting Bobilius, which is just little white sparks emitting from the wand.
I feel like at some point, the spells just become so easy that you shouldn't even have to roll for them.
Yeah.
So,
Like
Yeah,
first
I
level
feel
spells
like
after a certain
This is
point.
one of those spells that's just like, that's like one of the first ones you learn.
yeah. So, like, I'll say Lumos is something that you can, any first year, really.
Yeah.
I'll let y'all just cast it. Just for brevity and for also, like, it just makes sense that, that's like learning how to write.
Fair enough.
You
Yeah, I'll
all
cast
create your various ways of being able to see in the dark. And,
And of course, the Drake Meyer just has fire.
yeah.
Well, at least it's not incendio for the moment.
Oh, God! I said I cast Fireball.
Yeah. Yeah.
Didn't ask how
Listen.
big the room was.
It's all fun and games, Ray, until the wizard gets caught on fire.
Or until
Every-
the full
Sorry,
burn.
Noah.
Every single wizard at 5th level.
It's funny that you say 5th level because that's exactly what happened. Anyway.
You get to the bottom of the stairs, and it's just one long hallway that very gradually ramps downwards. Like, so gradual that you really wouldn't notice it. Except that, like, you can tell. Like, right? Like, you've got your wands out and everything, you're looking. You can see it's got, like, a very low grade to it.
Like a slight slant.
Yeah. At the end of this long ass hallway, you do see a light coming from a hidden, or not, I guess not hidden anymore because you found it. There is a chamber, and you can see light, and you can see like a shadow kind of moving around, and someone is casting a ritual style spell.
Oh, well, that's not good.
Immobulus.
I'm gonna cast my signature spell, the duck spell.
so you can't actually see the figure yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
we're not
You're
close
still
enough yet. We just
still
see
getting
the
to the
shadow.
Mhm.
So, if you all would like to go undetected, go ahead and roll quick and quiet.
I'm gonna cast the
body.
the solutionment. No, where is this?
Yeah, I.
Ooh,
Yeah,
good
the
call.
solution charm. It's a 5th tier
What?
spell.
Sorry, Sneeze. I'm gonna cast that as well. That is in my spell bank. So that's
Okay.
What
a
is-
plus.
I missed the spell. What is it?
I
Oh,
can't.
disillusionment.
Disillusionment.
That's the word. Words are
it's a mood.
hard.
Words
I
are
rolled
hard.
an 8 for quick and quiet.
Fantastic. You are sneaking
So
and creeping.
that was a 6.
I rolled a 12 for quick and quiet.
I'm just going quiet, not quick.
Right. Adelaide, so you got a choice to make. It's either the 2 side effects or 1 chaos flux.
Okay, hold on. I'm quickly looking up the 2 side effects that I'm gonna be picking from.
Okay.
There you are. Okay.
Evanora, you're creeping.
Mhm.
I got an
Yeah.
11 on the disillusionment.
Oh,
That's
no. Okay.
I can't
Okay.
pronounce.
I
Perfect.
just say delusionment because
Okay.
it's a delusion.
It
Yeah,
says
yeah.
for on a 6 or lower, the spell rebounds and I take a condition.
Oh, yep.
I think it would make sense for the condition to be body.
And for each year past the current year of the spell, it's another condition.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
So if it's a 5th year spell, you take 2 conditions.
Ooh, okay. What would make sense for the other one? Exhausted, maybe? 'Cause, I was trying to expand my energy to make something above my spell rank.
Mhm.
Mhm.
All right. I'll buy that.
Tough, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. So reaching the end of the hallway, I will say that even though you were trying to cast the spell and it went horribly wrong, the person in this chamber is just so focused on what they're doing that they don't pay any attention.
Once we get to a spot, can I do a stupefy or immobilus, something to hold them in place?
Can I or something like Petrificus Totalis?
Totalis. We all just hit them with a different stop. there's immobilus, there's stupefy, there's Petrificus Totalis, and there's impedimenta.
I've got
I'm hitting them with the
All of
spell.
us doing it. Somebody's got to hit him with a successful spell.
Right.
right.
We all try something different, and we see what happens.
So let's set the scene real quick first. When you peek into this chamber, you can see the Founder's Crystal. It's floating in the center of the room. It's glowing a nice like white color, not like bright enough to blind you or anything like that, but it's definitely glowing very, very well. Kind of floating off the floor next to the crystal with like energy coming from the crystal to their person is a 7th year Drakemire named Magnus Greaves.
It's always the Drake Myers.
Of course. Let me deal with this.
Really? I mean,
Uh,
sometimes the chaos is caused by a Veldrin or a Selwyn.
Sometimes.
Sometimes, not always. So far, it's been Drakemire's causing trouble. But
Yeah. Now, when you take all of this in, you see the room itself, other than those 2 things, between Magnus and the crystal, it's completely empty, just with like magical writings all over the walls and stuff. So
I can get rid of the writings if it'll help.
yeah, you get rid of the
Illegible
writing. I'm
I
gonna
love
cast.
that spell.
I'm gonna cast Bombarda right at the 7th year.
Amazing. I'm going to get rid of the writings for sure.
Okay, I'm on board with
all
the
right.
Drake Mire.
How dare you?
So here's what we're doing.
Okay.
This is where I had you all roll for the initiative.
Oh,
No.
so low.
Now,
Okay.
all of the
I
things,
rolled high.
all of the things that you want to do in this surprise moment are going to happen at the same time, but I'm going to have each of you take a turn, like telling me what happens. So as he is siphoning power from this crystal, and dust and rocks are kind of falling from the ceiling because this power is incredibly unstable. Evangeline, you have to make a split decision. What do you do?
Lost my thing. I'm all over the place. I'm going to... I don't know how that happened, but okay. See, if my stuff would just cooperate when I need it to, but it will not. I don't know how. I was trying to go down to my list of spells to double check, and it literally like zoomed in.
Oh no.
And it will not zoom out.
Oh.
Okay, here we go. But now it will not go down because of course it won't.
Why
you know
would
what?
it?
I've thought about this because it wouldn't let me put the first one in the thing, so I actually have those written down on my Discord thing here. So let me, maybe, because I want to double check, but I think I have Stupefy in my bank. I just want to make sure.
It would be a second level if you do.
All my stuff is missing. I promise I'm not usually this all over the place.
You can still cast it even if it's not in your spell bank.
Yeah, but my dice occasionally have not been liking me,
Well,
so I just want to
For
like...
you, it would be a +3 if it's not in your spell bank, or a +4 if it is. So, regardless.
Mm-hmm. Plus your
Yeah.
magic modifier
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it is in my thing.
So it's a
So, I
+4
will-
plus magic plus.
Yeah. So plus everything. So then that is... I'm gonna cast Stupefy. Let me... I'm gonna really need that for... Math is hard.
Mm-hmm.
Think it's a 13. Again.
Dang, that's a good roll.
That's a success.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very good. Okay. So Evangeline is doing Stupefy. Adelaide, what are you doing? Ducking?
Okay.
Turning into a duck?
I'm gonna turn them into a duck. Okay. Okay, so let me roll this, and it's gonna be +2 because it's a signature spell. +2 for my, so +4. Cool.
First near, and now a random Drakemire 7th year.
11 plus 4,
Everyone's becoming
15.
Okay. Duck.
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 Look.
Goose.
Next would be Evanora.
I'm casting Illegibilis on all of the writings on the walls to make it's my goal is to make it look like it's gone through Google Translate about 17 or 18 different times and then translate it into Simlish.
Oh. Oh my.
This is what Evanora does when she finds out people have been cheating on like their tests and stuff. That she erases all of their notes this way.
Fair enough.
Yep. That is 11 plus 3 plus 2. 11 plus 5. 16.
Oh my gosh. That's so good.
This guy's just gonna be dead.
Yeah.
I'm not hurting him. I'm not doing anything to him. I did nothing wrong. I'm making choices.
All right, so that brings us to Karina.
Yes. Like I said, Bombarda.
Kaboom.
I'm putting a small explosion right next to him.
And he's a duck. Oh dear.
And
gonna
I've done the math for like bonuses. I get +5 to this roll.
You're making him a
Oh.
Christmas dinner.
I
Roast
can
duck.
magic. I needed that +5. Okay, so 7. 12. That's with the +5.
Okay. So yeah, the let's do this. So
It's about to go down.
it really is. So the stupefy spell, since that got cast first, you pop out, you wave your wand and cast it, and you see it like bounces off of a protective like magic bubble that's around him and the crystal. It's like boing. But Evanora comes right up behind you and does
Legibilus.
Eligibilis, and you see all the words scramble up and jimble, and it turns into soul bum bum guarta bing. And it's at that moment that the bubble comes down, just in time for Adelaide to come up and cast duck, because I just love calling that duck.
Duckafors.
And sure enough, Magnus, realizing what's going on, his eyes look at you all, and he turns into a duck. Karina's Bombardus goes off, or Bombardum,
Bombarda.
Bombarda, yeah.
and it sends the crystal in one direction, and the duck feathers poof out as he flies across the room in the other direction.
Good.
The spell getting completely interrupted in all of its forms.
Good. I am jumping onto that duck.
I'll go for the crystal.
Correct. Gonna catch that duck. You're mine.
Well, because of Evangeline's great role with that, I'm going to say that even though it was deflected by the bubble, it does catch a little bit at the end. So the duck, as Karina comes down on top of it, looks up at you very confused and just goes quack and wow.
I need art of this now. Just Karina jumping on this duck.
Right. Quack with a question
Truly?
mark, like, huh?
I need you to describe that to all of the artists in the thing.
Right.
Over.
Yeah. I also
Evanora,
have character art done soon of Karina.
Evanora, you pick up the crystal nice and easy.
I'll pocket it for now.
It doesn't seem to do anything super crazy. And it's at this point in time that Lysandra comes up from the hallway and she's like, well done. Fantastic.
Just letting us do all the hard work.
Karina's like still holding the duck. Have you just been standing there?
Oh no, I've only just arrived.
Oh,
yeah,
well,
I bet.
You handled yourselves quite splendidly, though. I'm
It's not
very,
our
very
first
impressed.
time.
I caught Magnus. He's a duck now. I believe his name is Magnus.
I will take Magnus. We have some questions for Magnus.
Good.
Evanora,
Make them hard.
might I have the stone, please?
I think it best to hand it to you outside of these chambers, at least. And perhaps not in front of the culprit, and I'll give a stern look at the duck.
Just
Quite right.
I'll put my hand over the duck's eyes. How's that?
I still am with Evanora. It's probably safer to give this to a professor outside of this area where a ritual was just going on.
Oh yeah,
Precisely my thinking.
And I would agree with that. I think
And
that is
maybe
a very
put
wise
this
idea.
somewhere that's not just a muggle safe. Put it behind something a little bit more secure would probably be a good idea, so this doesn't happen again.
Fantastic idea. And as you all are strolling out of this place, Lysandra pulls out a stone that's got like some etching in it and everything, and she says, 50 points are awarded to Blackthorn House. 50 points are awarded to Drakemire House.
Sweet, and it only took me.
Unfortunately,
Unfortunately,
due to Magnus's actions, I must subtract 10 points from Drakemire House.
Hold on a second, Professor.
Dang it!
50 points total for Blackthorn and Drakemire, but despite the fact that 3 Blackthorns were the ones that assisted out of the 4 of us, and Magnus's actions took only 10 points away from Drakemire. He endangered the entire school.
More
I have
points?
to agree.
Don't y'all be stealing more points?
I feel
It
like
has nothing to do with the House Point
Blackthorn
rivalry or anything like that, Karina. It's about justice. And I'll give you like a little look.
I don't need y'all banging up on me, getting more points.
Well, Karina, dear, this isn't the first time that a Drakemire has endangered the school with their actions, nor will it be the last, I believe.
I
Oh,
highly doubt it'll be the last. Give it
Yeah.
another couple days and
Y'all
probably
aren't
another Maya will be around ruining things.
You Blackthorns are not
Perhaps,
safe. I know
Professor,
that
there
for
is
sure.
a-
And I'm like also like while we're talking, like I'm
Perhaps,
like
Professor, there is a more fair way to
Aggressive.
distribute points to the 4 of us, and perhaps a more fitting punishment for Magnus than simply losing 10 points.
He did literally take what essentially is considered the heart of the school and was stealing its power. I feel like 10 points is pretty minor
It's a slap
for
on the
that
wrist, if
kind of
anything.
incident.
Indeed. All things that should definitely be discussed in due time. We'll have to consult with the founders and the other professors, and possibly even Hogwarts himself.
do you mean Hawthorne?
Yeah, Hearthwood.
Hogwarts, I've never heard of that.
It's that terrible, terrible school across the way. We don't speak of it.
Oh, that one.
Oh,
Right.
I have my issues with Hearthwood's lackadaisical attitude, but I would never be caught dead at that school.
Oh, dear God.
no.
And on that note, we are going to end this episode. Thank you all very much for joining us. Thank you to these amazing creatives for joining me today. I had a lot of fun. You all are, even though playing stern characters such as Evanora, full of chaos and unpredictable and so awesome. I love it. I love everything about it. I'm so happy to have this. I love all that happens with this show. I can't wait for the other groups and the exchanges of people that aren't even here. Like, I love that too. Like the references.
Brilliant.
I'm
So
constantly throwing Dallas under the bus despite the fact he's yet to be in a game.
good. Yeah.
Dallas is
I can't wait for
Drakemire.
He's gonna be
Yeah.
doomed right from the get go. Like,
I'm looking forward to that.
absolutely.
I will reorganize my schedule if need be for the first game he shows up in just to make this happen.
Right.
I don't care if I'm literally
I gotta update the
still
shipping
at work.
chart.
I will literally have it up on my phone and like checking in between everything.
Mhm.
That's so
Yeah.
great. So yes, Tofu posted our schedule in the chat, so make sure to check that for
Yay.
other games that are going on between ourselves and Dark Domain, and also Maestria Nord and Magical Mist. We got everything on the calendar for you to see, nice and easy, see what's coming up and things of that nature. I'm going to go ahead and roll some credits, but kind of stick around because right towards the end of the credits, I'm going to send us on a raid. So thank you all very much. We will see you next time. Bye.
Hi.
Oh, is it time for the credits? Hey, thanks for watching. We hope you keep the chaos coming here at Shattered Tabletop Gaming. Hey, thanks for watching. We hope you keep the chaos coming here at Shattered Tabletop Gaming. Scan this QR to come along. Together we are so strong. Our Discord is a second home. Hang with us and you'll never be alone. Hey, thanks for watching. We hope you keep the chaos coming here at Shattered Tabletop Gaming.